Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Rico's Aquarium talk, and everything in between. And tonight we are talking about overloading the system, um, overloading your saltwater aquarium system. It is a topic. I have got some notes here to kind of stay on point to make sure that we can cover the basis of this topic, and also I will be taking some notes from you guys as we have been in the chat to help others and for others to hear other people's opinions on the topic. So overloading the system. Yesterday we talked about, tank sizes and, what is good for someone, what might not be good. And today, sorry for the camera trying to focus. And are we there? There we go. And today I thought that we will touch on basically two parts: overloading the system and moving too fast. I think they go hand in hand, my personal opinion. Hopefully all these videos are going to help someone out here in the reefing community. This is something that I probably should have just did a long time ago versus running 8-hour live streams and all that. And, just way too long for people to cipher through it. And then also you had to be there to hear what I had to say, because that's just the way it was with me, Obviously this is 2021 and I definitely want to leave something behind for you guys to share with other people, and also just understand that it is just opinions or opinion of others. So sorry that it's late. Didn't have nothing for you all day. Been 4 hours of riding a motorcycle with a friend, and hello, Daily Reefing. Hello, my man. 4 hours riding, and going to Harley stores and stuff like that. And then also date night with the wife and axe throwing. So that was pretty fun. I won. Just had to throw that out there. But anyway, so overloading and moving too fast in your system obviously goes hand in hand. Understanding what does it all mean. I guess we're going to start with the overloading. So overloading is just getting your tank up and started and doing too much too fast. Not properly allowing your nitrogen cycle and water to stabilize. And also, that means when introducing things to the aquarium, not giving it enough time to do what it's going to do and the water to stable. I've talked about things like this several times over the course of the times of me being here on YouTube, how we don't realize even adding a new pump to our system inside our aquarium, it's going to get basically new syndrome of bacteria is going to grow on it, and it's going to go through a process or whatever for bacteria to colonize that item and then make it part of the ecosystem. Does that make sense? So everything that you do to your system is going to destabilize your water, essentially. Okay. And you must learn, which goes in moving too fast. If you do one thing and then you hurry up and throw something else, now you're moving too fast because you are really disrupting, and you are going to create, once your tank is already cycled, you can create new tank syndrome, recycle, another cycle, kick off, all kinds of stuff. So, hello, everyone. Hello. So what are some of the things that, it's going to cause us problems? Cramming too much, rock in a new system at, too much you have already set it up and you just keep cramming more and more after, instead of line, it's a cycle and add. Sometimes it's better to go ahead and have, my personal opinion, two is if you're getting ready to set up a new system and you're taking your time, maybe have a bend or something to go ahead and cycle the rock in a separate tub, trash can, whatever. I prefer just to cycle it with inside the aquarium. I've always done it, never had a problem with it. But that's my personal whatever. You don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. If you're aquascaping or whatever, using rods and stuff like that, and you already had rock that's cycled, you need dry time and all this, the rock's getting, I think you will still have some die off, but what I would do is probably wet some newspaper or keep that rock as wet as possible. Also finding something that's going to allow you to, it's going to cure or harden like certain putties or stuff, even with wet rock. Those are things that you can consider. But getting back to the point is adding too much at one time. You need to learn to slow down and just be patient. Nothing good. I've said this many, many, many times. Nothing good happens fast. Only bad things happen fast. So you got to remember, time and money is everything. And, it's up to you. Ultimately, you're going to delay your process or make things 10 times harder on you if you don't learn patience. Let the aquarium water balance out, get the quality of that water to balance. Hello, everyone. And all that. Before you purchase new fish, understanding once you already threw some fish in, give them time for the water chemistry to balance out. We all are guilty of going to the fish store week after week, getting more fish and all that good stuff. How many of you believe that you should consider taking your time, or should I say, if you just put a fish in, how long should you wait till the next fish enters that same system? I'd like to know if anybody would like to comment or have some guess at that, or what your beliefs are on that subject, or should you just continue to just go buy fish and throw them in? How long should you wait in between? In between each fish, all the above. Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Hello to everyone that are members, all my new members and existing members to this channel. Hello. Good evening. Sorry so late, but hey, I had a busy day. Not to be funny, behind me, I have some boxes of aquariums here. We're not going to talk about that quite just yet. You've probably already seen a quick Instagram post on that. We're going to talk about some of these things, and hey, I might even give some away. Why not? Anyway, so yeah, the primary key, to a lot of things is not moving too fast and overloading the system. How many of you in here personally have been guilty of doing that? Moving too fast and then realizing that you probably shouldn't have because bad things happen. Overloading your system, once again, goes into moving too fast on that and all that. I mean, come on. Hey, I've done it right here on YouTube. I mean, I tell people don't do what I do. There are certain things I do what I do because I can. That doesn't mean it's right or I should. But I have to raise my own hand on that. I'm just as guilty, and I've been doing this for a very long time. So like 96-ish. So if that's not long enough and I still do stuff like I don't know what to tell you. That's I still do it. So I'm guilty myself of that. And I know a lot of you guys are as well. But it's hey, it is what it is. You know, and I try to tell people if I'm doing it doesn't mean you should do what I do. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to make sure that you understand saltwater aquarium as best as I do. I don't have the answers to everything. Okay. And nobody, far as I know, in this industry has the answers to anything. Everybody has their own personal perspective on things, their personal opinion on things, how they might like to run things versus how I might not see eye to eye, separate ends of the spectrum on things. It's completely up to you to choose who you like to listen to and who you prefer to take advice from. Ultimately, you will be doing what's best for you. And remember that. Remember that. So, and what I was going to say is, you have to remember to make sure your aquarium is fully cycled. Things can go very wrong very quickly. If you don't make sure your aquarium is fully cycled and you continue to add new live rock or anything like that, you're going to create more problems for yourself. And if you're very new to this hobby, that is the last thing that you need is to create more problems for yourself. It's already a learning experience. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to try to understand. You're hearing so many different, you're probably searching the internet going, okay, this, that, who I'm in. And you're listening to this guy over here. This guy says something. This guy says something. Well, this guy said different from this guy. And finding the right source or what you think you can relate to as far as a person or an entity on social media, that could be, mind boggling. It could be overwhelming for a new person, in this hobby, and I'm talking to you new guys, that might be sitting here watching as we speak. That's a lot to take in on top of trying to learn what you should and should not do with a new aquarium. What you should and should not do with a new aquarium is not really for myself or anybody else to tell you. It's up to you to listen, and it's up to you to take advice or don't take advice. Ultimately, you have to learn from your own experiences. Some of us likes to beat our head against a brick wall. And, 1,000 times before we just give in and start taking some advice somewhere. That's okay. I think there's quite a few of us that have done that. There's quite a few of us, you know what? I simply don't like the way this guy talks. I don't like the way this guy comes off, blah, blah. I'm not listening to this guy. Oh, there's problems. All of a sudden, you know what? I don't like this guy, but I listened to what this guy had to say and it fixed my problems. You're not going to like everyone. You're not. Not everybody's going to be relatable to you as far as, getting advice. Let's just face it. I mean, I'm a very nice guy, but I'm also a very shrewd guy, if provoked. Some of you guys and gals already know that. I'm not, whatever, but, I could come off really rough, depending on what type of day I have. I mean, we all have PMS moments. Everybody raise your hand that has moments that are just like, I don't want to be bothered days. I'm guilty. How about you guys in the chat? Show of hands. I'm guilty of that. I'm human. It is what it is. So even with a well-established aquarium, placing new addition too quickly can cause significant problems. And we need to not do that. That's hard for a newbie. That is so hard. It's not even funny. Just because they're so excited. I'm always excited. Setting up new tanks. It's always exciting. It's always cool. It's always whatever. It's just one of those things. It is what it is. And I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I really enjoy doing this. Uh, he said, sorry, I'm just reading the chat here. He says, met you at Aquashella. You were super cool. Well, thank you. I've had people meet me at shows and be like, oh, I didn't know what to say. I've had people say, you just haven't looked at should you approach or should you stay back? And I'm like, I like to have fun. Like, I like to be loud, obnoxious. I like to have fun. I like to just have fun with people. I mean, come on, life's too short, right? So anyway, so when it comes to purchasing new fish and habitats and vertebrates, you name it, it is what it is. How long do you think you should wait? Between each purchase of fish, inverts, adding more rock to your aquarium. How long do you think is a good point to wait before introducing new things into your aquarium? I mean, I'd like to see people's answers on that as well. How many of you guys think, or how many people, I guess here's a question too. How many people actually wait till the nitrogen cycle is over, right? And then you add something else. Do you recheck and see if the cycle is complete again, or did it restart, or are you getting measurable ammonia, nitrite, nitrates? What do you do in between? One person says 2 weeks, and the same person says a month. Do you, I guess my answer, whatever answer you give, do you base that off of just maybe other people's opinions, or do you base that off of rechecking, watching the aquarium and rechecking the nitrogen cycle to see if it's started a recycle or anything, a mini cycle, or how do you base that on that question, I guess, is my question. So, yeah, that's some of my notes. But what do you, yeah, I mean, when it comes to that, it's so easy to overload our systems. It's not funny. We do it more times than we actually think we do. I cycle my media, then add fish. Okay. Have you ever added to your aquarium more rock that maybe was just dead rock because you wanted to reach or maybe rescape your aquarium? If so, how long did you wait to add more to the aquarium on it? Maybe a new setup? How long after the cycle? I mean, yeah. These are things that I would like to know, and I'm sure everybody else would too. 2000, I'm trying to get out of my tank. It's discreet. Good luck trying to remove damsels in the aquarium. This is going to be another topic as well. So there's so much here. Some of it is what it is. I've added scape and didn't wait at all. Okay. Do you think that is is that something, Gabe, that you would suggest is okay though to others that may be new? Because you may or may not have had problems doing it that way. I guess that's kind of what I guess, yeah, that's a question I got for you. I mean, how did that work for you? And even though that it may or may not have worked good for you, would you suggest for a new hobbyist to do that yourself? Your personal opinion on that. The first couple of months, I watch close, go slow to start, and then I'll add one fish per month. I like the one fish per month thing. If you're afraid of diatoms and algae, don't do what I do. That is a good point, but I don't think anybody should be worried about diatoms or algae because that's part of the process, period, especially diatoms. I mean, you may or may not get algae. Most of the time, I think you will. Sometimes you might, maybe because you threw the rock in a sump area, non-lit. But then once you do pull up, maybe a little bit, but maybe not as much as you would have got if you just did it straight in the main display, But yeah, so yeah. I had cleanup crew when I did that. There you go. The ugly phase is rite of passage. How many of you guys believe that? The ugly phase. So for new hobbyists, if you think you are going to set up, even if you are patient and you did everything that we are talking about here tonight, don't be scared off of the ugly phase because it will come. Some come worse than others. I do think that happens because things are not properly cycled as you think they were, or it cycled but didn't restarted your cycle because maybe you did something or added something more. And basically, you got to remember that things are really unstable on a very new system. Just period. It doesn't take much to destabilize a new system, new fish, new rock, new whatever, in a brand new aquarium. So how many of you guys think it's very important to move very slowly when starting a new system? And when I say very slowly, how many of you think that, or should I say, how slow? So one person said one fish per month. Is that slow enough, or should someone new go even slower? These are questions that people. Now, for those that are looking for answers, the slower you can go, the better you are. I would say, for my personal opinion, would be the best answer for this topic on that. Okay, as patient as possible you can be. The slower you can be with doing whatever it is to a new aquarium, I think will help you in the long run to be successful with that aquarium. Would you guys concur on that or disagree? Just sitting here asking the chat. You guys probably watching this at a later date. Don't see a chat on your end. On my end, there is. I don't know if you will on your end, but Claudius Reef says, I agree with you. And depends on cycling methods. Yeah. I don't think gay. Maybe I was wrong. Ohio, Cincy Reef, January 16th. That's our whatchamacallit. I don't know if you meant to do that or what. Did I miss something, or was something actually said that was disrespectful or something? Maybe I missed something. I don't know. I learned. I learned the hard way by adding 5 tanks at once. Let's see. All right, my buddy just texted. But anyway, I learned the hard way. That is definitely the hard way to learn. I apologize for the moment of silence, trying to do too many things at once. I concur for the most part with that. Well, thank you. Let's see. Depends on the second. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, you all that are like coming across this video at some point, and maybe within the next couple of days or within 10 years from now, if this still exists, who knows? Hopefully this will definitely shed some light and have you really think about your next move when it comes to your aquarium. This is a beautiful hobby. It will have its ups and downs. Okay. If you start off strong and you've been running strong and you think you got it all figured out, voila, something does happen. Have you scratching your head? And it's the little things that you forgot, because as you grow, you'll be surprised on how much you'll forget. You'll forget about the basics. And what I mean the basics is the simple things that got you started. Whether you had somebody like this with a channel that you followed and listened to and took some wisdom and knowledge from, or you just simply learned, like my one friend here, I said, and add, 5 things at one time and learned the hard way. The longer you're in it, you will forget things until, just because you're growing and, the little things doesn't apply to you anymore. So you think, and it might be very much true. There's a lot of things that I'm like, it's not that I don't care about, but I just do things different. And I have to remember there are going to be people that are going to see me like this. I run live streams. I don't really like to get into all the editing and the fancy stuff to drape you in, clickbait you, drape you in, make some outrageous thumbnail or something that's going to have you really scratching your head like, okay, what's this about? There's nothing wrong with people doing that. I mean, obviously they're taking their time. They're trying to make $1. They're doing it as a job. They might have quit their job to do this. But for me, it's one of those things that I really enjoy it. And I hope that this really helps people. I do this too live because I don't want people to think that I'm hiding something from them. I don't want you to feel like, is this, this is not script, this is just straight me talking to you. I don't want you to think that, whatever you may think. I just want to be very transparent as possible to you. And doing this and being live and taking live questions and, it's one way to, so you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from maybe, or relate to me better or whatever case may be. I'm not just, out here, and, maybe I answer a question, maybe I won't. And, in the comment section, this is, always been, and anybody that's been here for quite some time understands that this is the way I like to do things. I like to be able to go live on a drop of a dime, do it whatever, 10 times a day, all day long, whatever, ask your questions. I just give you my personal opinion, and that's based off of personal experience and off of common sense. Whether my common sense is better than somebody else's common sense, the jury's still out on that. But it is what it is. So, oh, you thought it was a bot? No. Shanville, Ohio. Yep. I feel that you can slightly overload a system as long as you have the filtration to handle or match the quantity of fish you may have, and also watch the params like nitrate and phosphate. I think there are a lot of things that does play if you can and can't. Now, Claudia, you might see some of the things that I've done, and that is kind of off of what you are saying. Now, I don't like to do too much of too much because I don't want people to skip steps. I think everybody has to pay their dues, and paying your dues is learning patience. I think learning patience is a key thing to being successful. I think if you just give it to somebody, what the heck did they learn? Unfortunately, they didn't learn anything. You gave it to them and they run off. So when something bad does happen, they don't know where to begin. They don't know to go back and just reset. Maybe you have to tear down and learn to be just patient again. And who knows? There's a lot that goes in on that. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to come across this video. Maybe it's not entertaining enough for them. Who knows? So they lose interest very quickly. Or there's going to be those that, like and willing to really want it and going to, listen and become successful. And it's not successful because they are watching my videos. It's just that they're opening their mind to taking in info and applying it in the way that they need to apply it that works for them. This hobby is obviously very critical towards one another. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing you can do about that neither. It's once again, you just have to find. You have to read between people. You have to find out what people's motives are. At the end of the day, everybody has motives. Whether it's about getting money, which there's nothing wrong with that. You go to work. You got a motive to go to work. Why do you go to work? Obviously, to pay bills, to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. Other people want to make sure people are being successful at this, as well. It could be both. It could be whatever. It's who you can relate to take in information, I think is very important. You don't have to listen to anybody, but I think you should try to take in as much info and do as much research and understand that whatever you come up with, wherever you get stuff from, understand that is anecdotal information, that is personal opinions of opinions information, opinion of others, or whatever the case may be. And that's what it is. You have to take it for what it is, and don't take it as if it's the holy grail of reefing, because it's not. I'll be the first one to tell you. It's not. So, and over, I did talk about, fish. Angry Al says about corals. That goes with animals, period. Corals are this, they take in nutrients and they produce waste as well. It's a living animal. I know you don't believe that, right? But it is. Okay. It's going to excrete excrete stuff. It's going to, do things. It's, it's feeding. It's, it's alive. So adding corals too fast can be a problem as well. It's part of moving too fast, loading the system up too fast. Are there ways of getting around this? Yes, but I choose not to really talk too much about it. Somebody kind of called it out though a little bit ago. I think it was Claudius. But yeah, there are ways, but I don't want you to think about how to cheat yourself. I want you to really be patient. Okay. You talk to your significant other, you want to have a baby. You do understand it takes time for that to happen. And then once it happens, you have 9 months in the oven, right? 10 months, okay, of cook time. Think about that. That's almost a year before it is capable of here and sustaining in our ecosystem. Okay. Maybe think about it that way. I know that's really out there for a fetch, but does it make sense? How long does it take? How you have to be patient. It has to grow. It has to be ready to be here. It has to do all these things. And guess what? You really have to have patience. And if you create, unfortunately, things will happen, and things are come too early, and there's complications, and there's repercussions. And yes, it can survive, and you can get through the storm, and all these things. But you understand the turmoil that happens when things happen too fast is what I'm trying to get you to understand. So it does take some time to and nobody has the answer on how long to wait or how long a tank's going to mature. You got to remember, every time you add something to the aquarium, I call it the ripple effect. You are disrupting your ecosystem. Okay. And you need to let it recoup and readjust and settle back into the groove of things, and then keep it moving. I try to slow down. It's really easy to go fast. That is 110% true, 120%, 200%. How about that? That is true. We get really excited. We're really passionate about things, and you see things, so many beautiful things you like to do. And there's a great deal. I went to the show. I'm buying 10 corals, all this other stuff. I mean, it happens. Now, can your aquarium sustain that type of stuff? Obviously, the longer the aquarium's up, the better it's going to handle throwing stuff like that at it. At the very beginning, your aquarium is just a ticking time bomb. It really is. It's one of those things that just if what can go wrong will go wrong in the aquarium. So you have to be very patient. You have to be very, very nice, very humble, very relaxed, understanding, caring, the whole 9 yards. Understand that your aquarium is now a child you gave birth to. You're trying to teach it to grow up and be healthy and strong, and show you the hard works of your labor, the fruit of your labor is all going to depend on you. It's up to you. So hopefully this helps someone out. Hey, hello, evening. Now 5 fish, like 15 corals and a 15. Anyway, how many of you guys are waiting to see some of these things behind me? I don't know what's what, but I will be probably having a nice little tank on top of a bigger tank here. Something that's just really, I don't know yet. Really something easy, I guess. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Figure it all out. But yeah, hopefully we'll figure it all out. Somebody's in the cabinets. But anyway, how many frags can you add at once? Is that question for me, or is that for somebody else? How many fries can you add to an aquarium all at once? Well, you can add a lot. You can add as many as you want. Not literally, but yeah, it just depends on what's going on. What are you doing? How would you set your system up? A number of different things. I mean, I've been in here long enough. I mean, I get boxes of corals and dump them all in at once on a system that's been up and ready. Very old rock in the sump. My dude said he's drunk as a sailor. Okay. Hello, Tom. Good to see you in here, bud. You can do a lot of things. I can't tell you how many you can do or not because I've done a lot. People been here any amount of time. I've done a lot. I don't want anybody new thinking that you could just go ahead and do it. I don't want you to think about that at all. I don't even like to talk about it because it really is to a lot of this stuff is geared to just people coming in, and a lot of people may be new. And all that. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And hopefully anybody that everyone's system is different. Oh, for sure. There's all kinds of things that you can do to whatever. But like I said, I really don't want people to be like, oh, well, Rico said you can do how many you want. Well, that can be true. But you shouldn't do it, especially if you do and don't really understand how you can do it and get away with it or not get away with it or whatever the case may be. And that's just that. Yeah. So, Rico, definitely missed having you have a reef tank behind the background. Please get that going. That is definitely going. So, I mean, I can show you. I have some tanks here. These are tanks that I'm going to talk about. I'll do review on them and whatever the case may be. I do have some tanks. I'm working on a large tank, okay, that's going to go right here that we can set up, and you know what? We're going to pimp my tank. So we're going to definitely pimp the tank out. I'm going to get the floor together. I'm going to get the electrical together. I still got a lot of work. You can see outlets. Those all got to be changed still. Okay. I'm going to have to drill through the floor, run at least a 20 amp, maybe a 30 amp to run the system behind me, make sure I got enough juice and all that other good stuff. I don't want to ruin the floor that I just put in or anything like that. So there's things that I got in plan, for you all. You just please be patient. We'll definitely thank you, Reefaholic, for the kind words. I greatly appreciate that. Most definitely appreciate that. We got to have a happy hour session. You remember when Rico was fired off the fried off the Crown Royal? Hey man, dude, those are some good times, man. I do miss those. Those are some good times. I'm excited to see that, Rico. Well, thank you. Rico doesn't drink. I don't, but when I do, man, it goes down like water. So it's very scary to me. I must say, it could go down like water, and if it goes down like water, that can be very scary. There's a lot that goes on nowadays, though. I would like to keep my YouTube channel. You're constantly changing stuff now. I think they're censoring a lot of cussing anymore because there's so many sensitive people that can't handle grown talk. Once again, it's like you either play by the rules or whatever. And I feel like a lot of people can learn something from a real person like myself, a person that really does have experience and cares and willing to sit here and do whatever and help you guys out. So I really would like to keep this one, even though I lost one prior for whatever reason. We still never figured that out or how that came about. I've sent letters and all kinds of stuff, and it falls on deaf ears. So here we are here. Does it really matter? No, this has grown and it's continuing to grow, and people really dig it, and I like to keep it. I don't mind having some, but have a happy hour. I might do a happy hour just because bring back those old times. Happy hour, Crown and Coke. Why not? Couple good tall glasses of that. I should be really good in the hot seat. Anyway, not to be random, but hey, I appreciate you for teaching me and other people how to reef and use a calcium reactor. I learned a lot from you. Well, Claudius, thank you, man. I try my best. I can't make everybody think that, anything, it's not. I want people to just use common sense. Most and foremost, just use common sense. There are going to be people that will target you, do all kinds of things to really disrupt the flow of having a good platform, getting your point across. People think that opinion is actual facts, and those things turn into being debates, or people do things to really make it look like they're asking questions, but they're really poking and poking and poking. And then when you don't, whatever, you have other things that's going to be. I do my best to help you all, and I do appreciate you guys that recognize it for what it is. I'm human. I get ticked off. I get fired up. I'll tell you where to go. I'm willing to meet up with you, have a drink, and meet up, whatever. It is what it is. I'm human. I make mistakes too, and maybe I allow things that to bother me. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know, but nobody's my real dad, and I don't want people caring or worrying about my welfare. It is what it is. I'm not here for people to worry about me. I'm here to talk about my hobby. I'm here to help others that want help, that come to my channel, that want help, that want to just listen, see what I got to talk about, see what I got to offer, and see if it's right for them, or if it's not, and they can just change the channel. Very simple. And I want people to understand this is the hobby that we need to have. Not worrying about what somebody is using in their aquarium, if it's right or not. Are they using the right lights? Should I be using T5s over LEDs? Should I be using calcium reactors or dosing pumps? Should I be using filter socks or filter floss? And making all these stupid, at the end of the day, arguments, fights, creating dysfunction for what? To keep a divide because maybe you can afford something the other person can't, and because the other person got to take the cheap route, shame on them. That's not right. You shouldn't do it that way. At the end of the day, it's ludicrous what goes on. But hey, all I can do is for 2021, do what I'm going to do and hit the hammer and block and block and block and keep it moving and let everybody, see it is what it is. I've played this game long enough. I've been beat down in this YouTube stuff. I've had to take this long stint. Well, obviously, it just worked out so great, with the move and just get a break away. It is what it is. I hope, and if I, see, people that are not true to, this channel and, anything like that, those people are going to get removed and they can go start their own little powwow channel. Let's get Rico channel. That there's people that's here that have had those conversations, and I know who they are. And it is what it is, and I don't care. They're not, who are they? And that, I don't care. But I just want everybody to know that I appreciate you that comes here, that you want to learn something, and those that step up to the plate and want to tell me, what they've learned. And it's hey, I appreciate it, but there's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to have, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So I don't have time for a lot of it anymore. There's a lot of people that are very childish. My oldest is 20 something. So, I don't have time for the stuff anymore. I used to give a lot of, energy to it. Anymore, it's just not going to happen. Just not. It's not going to happen. Some people are just going to find themselves outside looking in, and that's that. So, any questions on the topic? So, overloading, it was basically overloading the system and moving too fast. It is what it is. We're going to get Sienna. She's crying. Okay, I got to go get my daughter. She was at a birthday party. Supposed to be staying the night. Now she's not. So, I got to go get her. Yeah. Rico, you are our New Year resolution. Well, thank you. Hopefully, I am going to stand up to everything you guys want for 2021. Do you think I put tests are what? Do you think I put tests are good to test overloading of elements? I don't understand what you're saying there, Gabe, but hey, what's up, JJ Reef? We are finishing up. These are all kept to 1 hour, so we can whatever. Chris Rose, hey, how's it going? Nice. A nice big tank would look great behind you. Well, thank you. I think we're going with Planet Aquarium tank. We did the Red Sea. I'm going to talk about that tank as well at some point and my final thoughts about that tank. Just working on some stuff first and just getting these videos out. I got about 365 videos to put out. Like, I don't care if I do it in 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, or take the whole year to do it. This is episode 23. If you missed any of the episodes, you can always, this is all in one folder, and go back and listen to them. Let them rip of me rambling. Okay. Hopefully you learn a lot from it. Hopefully you learned something. And if you did, then I did my job. So, also, if any of you guys want to become a member, there is a members button there. Also, make sure that hello, hon, I'm wrapping up. There's also the notification bell. You have to turn on the notification settings. People were complaining about not getting notified. I've been talking about this every chance I get, every time I go a live stream. So those that miss it, maybe here for the first time to hear it. Notification always on, not sometimes, I think, because I think that's the problem. Or they don't have notifications on at all. And they're getting some for some reason, and then other times they're not. That's all I can say. When it comes to becoming a member, if you're on an iPhone, if I'm not mistaken, everybody says you have to open it up in the Safari app, YouTube. On the Safari part, it would say become a member or join as a member. From that on iPhones, I think everybody else is just on Android. It just pops right up. So hopefully those questions answers you, or, yeah, that's all I can say. Do you think ICP tests are good to test overloading elements? I I don't know. The jury's really out on that. I'm very conflicted when it comes to that. I think there's too much involved when transporting, flying, and all this other stuff. Chemically, the water's changing. Altitude's changing. So there's too much for me to. I don't know. That subject. I just feel there's just too much that just is off. Like I don't know. To me, I think there's money could be well spent other places. I think too much money is be given away to things like that. That really doesn't hold a merit to me. That doesn't hold a candlestick. I think that you can invest your money into other things. You put your money other places. I mean, at the end of the day, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about and just get it off my chest when it comes to certain things, and that's one of them, Gabe. Honestly, I just think you can invest your money somewhere else, or put it somewhere where it's more important. I think elements are just for you to sit there and worry about it. I think you shouldn't. That's just me. I think if you want to test for them and all that, cool. Do what you do. I'm not your real dad. I can't tell you what to do. My opinion is just my opinion. It doesn't mean that you have to take my opinion and do anything with it. I think you can use your money other places. That's just me. And I'll get into that at a later date. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys. Thank you so much. ICP tests always match my test numbers. Just my experience. And that's fine for you, buddy. And I can't say nothing bad about it. I mean, it is what it is. I feel like there's other things. I've had other things I've used it myself. I found things to match, not to match. I don't know why that is. I don't know if the how they use it. Was it cleaned properly between? I don't know. That's just me. So also with that being said, guys, I just want to say thank you for giving me an hour of your time. Thank you for coming in and watching. If you haven't hit those thumbs up, please hit those thumbs up. If you have any suggestions at the end of this video, I don't care who you are, and suggestions for the next video, please leave them in the comment section at this on these videos. There's all kinds of videos that I put out. I would like to run another series. You don't have to comment if you don't want to. I have a lot to talk about. Trust and believe. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I am still bumping my gums. So trust and believe. I have a lot that I can share, and I'm willing to share it with you. But I also would like to, have your opinions on any of the topics in the 23 episodes that I've already dropped. You can go back and look, leave them in the appropriate spots of that topic, so I can go back and check them. I can go back and check and see what you have to say about that. I can make me some notes as I've been doing to talk about those things and bring those issues up on round 2. And I can make episode 3, episodes 3 of 4, episode 3 of 5, 3 of 6. I mean, this can go on for a very long time. And plus, we're going to be learning things and maybe figuring out things for what they really are and what we should believe and what we shouldn't believe. Also, we'll have a new series of tanks. My personal tank that's going to go back here, and maybe a nano tank. I didn't say that. A nano tank. Me with a nano tank. Yeah, right. Maybe. Yeah, we'll figure that out at some point. Yeah, there are. Yeah, I got a water box. I got Fluvo. Oh, did I say that? Oh, anyway, thank you guys. I just want to say you guys have a great evening. And remember, everyone, Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share these videos. And remember one crucial thing. What is it? Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you do, it's not mine, and don't name it after me. Peace.